Yo, what's up, SegaCrew? Okay, got in here kind of late, but we got Bram Stoker's Dracula. One of a handful, two handfuls really, of games licensed under the movie. And this one is one of two beat 'em ups, the other one being on the Amiga. You guys are probably familiar with the platformers that are on Sega, Super Nintendo, NES, and then there's a first-person game on DOS, but we're playing the wonderful Sega CD, which means we're going to get some cutscenes. I'm going to let those play out, because that is... that, when the screen says beware, after the Dracula fade in, you type in ALUCARD, so A button, left up, C button, A button, right down, and the screen will show a white border just to get into it. I already have it loaded. And then during the game, you can do all sorts of kind of crazy debug things, and I'm going to enable 99 lives so that I make it through and put on a good show for everybody. And here starts the wonderful cutscenes from the movie. There's also a narrator who I don't remember being in the movie, but I could be wrong. So I'll be shush through the cutscenes. Yes, okay. Narrator.
The year of our Lord, 1897. Jonathan Harker takes his first brave steps on his long and perilous journey. His single purpose is to rid mortal man of this appalling creature, and banish his memory from the realms of the living. For while he lives, terror roams the earth. But beware the stones across the bog, for they conceal a hidden danger.
All right. Very robust soundtrack on top of the FMV. All right. We are Jonathan Harker. We can jump, we can punch, we can kick, and we can get attacked by all these animals. Oh, what I should do, need to hold A and press start twice. And that'll give us 99 lives. It also refills your health. I'm also, please excuse me, I'm going to do some save stating along the way, because you have to press start when you die to stand back up after you lose a life. And many times, my big fat thumbs, I'll hit start and select, and I'm on RetroPie. And that's my hotkey, and that will take me back to the menu. And that's not good, because that would be a waste. So there's a lot of damage boosting. A lot of damage boosting. And really, I'd say this is heavy memorization and then execution, because these are all patterns. It's almost, they come in like a shmup. And they seem to be the same all the time. They always seem to be the same. I forgot you can't punch him up close. I mean, this game can be easily beaten if you want to go about memorizing it, because you get 5 lives to start, and I think 3 continues. And you lose a life, you stand back up, but if you continue, you go back to the beginning of the level. And that is brutal. I haven't quite figured it out, but there are certain enemies in the waves, or swarms, if you will, that if you hit them, they drop items. There's the very crappy hit detection. Or I guess that would be map detection, collision. There we go, okay. You can also, if you mash punch, you get a punch combo. You can crouch and punch. You get a low kick for pressing the kick button if you hold forward. You have a high kick, sort of like Mortal Kombat. It's kind of hard to get the elbow out. There it is. So, like, you have to do a quick left, or, well, I mean, directional, back and forth, and hit the attack button at the right time. This lightning section is ridiculous. It's random until the end. It's also very loud. I hope you can hear me. And then it just goes to the end at this point. Actually, that was one of the fastest lightning round, I guess, is maybe what they were going for there, haha. It's really random. I wonder if that's just totally the timer is RNG based or something. I don't even know. Because that was the fewest strikes I've ever seen. And sometimes it just feels like it goes on and on. Alright, but we made it to the carriage that was summoned for us. Like in the novel, I suppose. I was going to say the movie, but probably go back to the origin.
And so Harker, oblivious to the cruel and terrible dangers that await him there, boards the coach that is to speed him into the very heart of the Dark One's domain. But take heed, for lifeless statues are not always made of stone, and the Count, in one of his many guises, may drain your mortal body.
Alright. That guy's accent, sometimes I can't quite hear what he's saying. Plus, he's got a pipe hanging out of his mouth. Gary Oldman. And don't forget, Keanu Reeves was Harker, so John Wick is in this movie. In fact, I'm John Wick. Oh my god. Anyway. Whoa. I'll make a save right here. I mean, the camera work is wonderful. I feel like the most time was spent on that. More swarms. More swarms. There's also a weird... I've noticed, there's... I don't know if you want to call them secret rooms, or maybe, like... there's a better term for it, but, like, there's alternate paths that have, like, triggers. And I've only figured out one for sure. Well, for kind of sure. I know what the trigger is. I don't quite know how to trigger it. It's coming up right here. I'll try to talk about it. Hopefully I get it. So normally you would just proceed forward through a door. Literally through a door sometimes, because they didn't do the animation. So the doors don't open because they're... I mean, I guess because they're pre-rendered or whatever. Just clear these jerks out. You actually can't pass off of a screen if there's an active enemy. Okay, this zombie right here, and I don't know, I may have already failed. Something about... Okay, we got it! Okay, so normally you would walk forward and go through that door, but we got whatever this trigger is, and we're going to go through this door in the background now. There's a couple of doors in the backgrounds in different levels, I noticed. So we're actually going to skip a couple of rooms, including a mid-boss fight. And I think it has something to do with killing that zombie and then kicking the ghost that comes out of it, because that's what I do every time. Oh, there's a book. I believe the book is a continue. There's a book, a chalice, which I think fills your health. There's garlic, which I think kills everything on screen. You don't get them very frequently, so I'm not terribly familiar with them. And then there's Chalice book. Oh, and then there's a one-up in the shape of Harker. Or I guess John Wick, like I was saying. Haha. But the music is incredible in this game. I mean, you know, obviously it was on CD, so it could deliver, like, CD quality sound. But it really adds to it. Horror, like, music, for me at least, I think most people would agree, the sound and the music in horror really drives it. Because me personally, there's the chalice that refills the health. I'll get upset, like something will frighten me more if there's a sudden loud sound that you're not expecting, more than like a depiction graphically of something. But that's just me personally. Oh, I walked right on top of it as it spawned. When I beat this, what I like to do is challenge myself to not go under 50 lives. You actually have to get all the enemies off screen or it won't let you go ahead. But, like, that's my challenge. This game is already so hard that, like, I debug it when I play it. Someday I will beat it without debug, but, I mean, you try it yourself. I mean, maybe I'm a big baby. Maybe I'm just a big old double bubble blowing baby. This zombie's always followed me to the end of the room, so I go and kill it. I got it in my head one time that I thought that I despawned it. I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to kill the zombies. And the high kick is really... that's your greatest utility, in my opinion. Alright, Spider, get off screen! They just persist and you can't move on. Boy, it is a slog. I've tried this on my arcade stick. I'm not the best at, like, directional on the stick. Buttons felt great, but, I mean, a game like this, it's a little touchy. Alright, here's another cutscene and then a boss fight. They had to cut out some pixels, I think, to make it work. Alright, let me go, you old man! Ah, it's fine. That repels you across the screen. You kind of just want to stay a certain distance. Ah, he charged. Okay. If he doesn't charge and just keeps backing up, that's ideal. Ah, man. You got that out so quick. I want to let him back up more, because when he does that charge and pinches you off on the screen... No, back up more. You're just... ah, you're so cut off. It's a slow fight. I think you could really do it without even losing a life, but... it's just... there's no rhyme or reason to it that I can tell. No! He just grabs you and squeezes your head. I presume he's draining your life, you know, the undead touch and all. Damn. Okay, there we go. Falls over, walk off screen. And I don't remember, and I can't tell from this perspective, because I haven't seen the movie in so long, he's either walking up the wall or down the wall, both of which are equally impossible. I mean, you know, considerably impossible. some people, I mean, train their whole lives to only do that. Can't use a computer, but I can climb upside down. That's pretty cool, though.
Success is but a pinprick of light in a land of darkness. Dracula flees the onslaught, and in an attempt to pursue, Harker enters the dungeons. Cold, dank air freezes his lungs as he prepares to face the evils that await. A word of warning. The brides are abroad, seeking to feed on the blood of a living man.
I'm presuming that Dracula is the proper pronunciation, because Bela Lugosi even says, I mean, I'm not remembering him saying Dracula, I'm remembering from a movie called Devilbat, where he says formula. And he says it over and over, so it's not one line that's botched, it's literally his inflection on it. Can I just shout out Bela Lugosi real quick? I don't know if word's out on that guy. He's a real good actor. These scorpions are the worst. I always get teamed up here. That's just such a brutal swarm. I don't know what it is. Get fought. The music's so powerful. They can shoot lower, but it seems like they don't usually. Usually you can just duck and it's fine. Yeah, usually it seems to me like it's the solo enemies in swarms, like the ones that stick out. Like right here, like I would be a solo as opposed to like a line of enemies. Get off me. Those seem to be the ones that spawn the items, it seems. I'm totally guessing. Ah, too soon. Ah, not soon enough. Okay, yeah, if they hit you on the right side, they will kill you, but they're not that tough to dodge, really. I mean, except I've died twice now. It's like they don't do a lot of damage, but they will kill you, question mark, for some reason. This door in the background here, it makes me wonder if you can get in somehow. See, that one shot low. I just imagine, like, there's conditions that are satisfied or something. I never beat those two skeletons. Maybe that could be something. Ah, shot low. I think I ducked too soon. Telegraph. Ah, ran me through. Alright, well. That's fine, just run off screen, I don't even have to beat you. And this is a weird game for, I mean, a few reasons. The levels are a horizontal like this until... Well, you'll see. This is not simply a beat 'em up. It's also a racing game, question mark? I just gotta wait for that one to drop. This game's definitely, it's got atmosphere, it's got mood. Gameplay's, I mean, it's not horrible, but it's very, it doesn't feel very rewarding. I feel like you'd have to play it almost exclusively if you wanted to master it. Which maybe, you know, that makes sense for a lot of games, but I don't know if I'd want to, you know, you have one game on a desert island. Meanwhile, don't ask why we have electricity on a desert island, but this is not the game I'd pick. Oh, for Halloween? All right. Honestly, I'd like to see this cast out. That would be interesting. I don't wish it on anybody, but if somebody one day was like, I cast it, he's like, I'll check it out. I say that, maybe there's already one. Or a web ring, who knows? Are they going to persist, or... Because you see the animation for the fire trap went away. This game is... This game is, period. It exists, and that cannot be refuted. Okay, fun fact, if you're playing this game, be real careful about bosses that fly in and off the screen. This boss, it has to land when you deliver the last blow. However, until then, it's not a formidable foe. Okay, gotta let it land. Get over here. No. Okay. Okay. Because it has to turn into the rats. Alright. And I've had it happen where you beat him, flies off screen, just sits there.
Dracula, in one of his most potent and fearsome guises, is banished from his own kingdom. Harker now turns his attentions back to England, where his loved ones face the wrath of Dracula, the wolf. He returns to Hillingham House, the London home of his fiancée, Mina, and her longtime friend Lucy, who is even now succumbing to the charm of the rejuvenated barbarian count.
No, you wouldn't want to watch this quality for movie night, but considering what it is, it's pretty fantastic. Do that safety save, because like I said, big thumbs. Big thumbs ruin runs. Unless they don't. Anyway. Also, I seem to have noticed that most of the enemies will escape off of screen. The bird enemies persist. Those snakes dive off screen, but there's snakes that shuffle along. I mean, normally they'd slither, but you're gonna see these snakes shuffle. They will follow you. Here we go. That's a shuffly snake. I guess maybe it could be like he's coiled and striking, but give me a break. Ah. And they don't recycle the music, so I mean, pretty impressive. All right. Tricks and traps. Ah. Ah. And like I said, I do think pattern recognition and memorization would pay off, but also just some of it feels just... They really wedge you in between impossible swarms. I don't know, maybe my eyes just aren't fast enough. But like the reaction of the character, it just doesn't seem like you can competently do it. Okay, I don't remember, like I said, I don't remember the movie, but I certainly don't remember this character. Okay. The environments look great, too, I think, you know, for, once again, what it is from where it came from. You can bust out the forward kick decently fast, but it's not great for crowd control. It's better for one-on-one. Ah, I tried to run past, but it... Oops, targeted me. Yeti! There's a scene like this earlier in the first level, but we skipped it. It's a library. And unless I find another skip, there's a later library that does the same thing, where everything's coming left, right, and from the Z-axis. Get out. Yeah, you can't, because there's stuff on screen. Jeez. That. Ah, okay. I think this might be the longest level. It feels the longest. Come at me. Okay. Wolf form. I have not come up with a practical way to battle this enemy. Just kinda, you're taking all these weird hits. It's not enough that he's a wolf with supersonic spinball, but he can shoot lightning as well. And again, just because of the other boss battle that I mentioned, where you want to make sure they stay on screen, I have a sneaking suspicion, because this one goes on and off screen a lot, you might be able to pull off the same thing. Hoping that's not the case. And he moves so fast, I don't see any reason to use anything but a high kick, really. Okay. And this film, I don't remember if it's in the book, but I remember in the film they establish that greater vampires, such as Lord Dracula, are able to go out in the sunlight. You can't be sunbathing or anything, but he can go out as long as he's like covered reasonably. He's able to, lesser spawn or not.
Young body racked with the desires of the evil one. Harker's own living hell is plagued with horrific nightmares, which only the light of day may overcome. But his attentions are now drawn by the need to lay Lucy to rest, and to defeat the hordes of mental patients who have escaped from the nearby asylum and are in league with Dracula.
And Tom Waits is in this movie, the singer Tom Waits, and he plays Renfield, the guy who is locked away in the asylum. Oh god, this track is powerful. Okay. That's a continue? I'm assuming it's a copy of the novel. Or maybe it's the script, I don't know. Just realized I didn't save, so I'll do it here. Like I said, this is not a run you want to start over. Ah, scratchy. Alright, this part's a little weird. Like, to play. There's a boss fight coming up that I'm not quite sure if you're dealing damage all the time. I don't know if you can only deal damage during certain times. Because I've had long fights and I've had short fights, so let's hope for at least a medium fight, I guess, just to be fair. Alright, Necromancer with lightning powers for some reason. This must be Lucy, because I think she had been totally drained by Dracula at this point and turned into a spawn.
So you come to me, Harker, my love. So you still pursue me, fool. So you still pursue me.
Let me go. Okay, that was a short fight. That I don't know. You just knock her head off. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You just knock her head off at some point. I've had that fight take well over a minute. That vine is putting in work, by the way. It hits you like just again and again. They just hang on for a second, you can keep walking. They deal their damage and they go. Alright, and we're out of here. This one always turns. There's no... I think it always turns. I always get it, at least, like I said. The other one is triggered because you can go the long way, which you don't want to do. Alright, that's the asylum. And, you know, what would an asylum be without spiders and rats and whatever this dude is? The high kick is really... it's the most powerful and has the longest reach, so, I mean, why use anything else? And again, this always seems to turn here. Well, yeah, there's that. There's at least one. I think there might be two that I have found. Alternate paths. Shorter paths, it would seem. Spawn right on top of me. Okay. That's right, you have to still walk off. 'Cause I thought it was the end of the level. I thought it was like, you'll see. Mid-boss. The jump kick's the most effective here. I just walk left and right. Sometimes he hits me, sometimes he doesn't. There we go. Not too much to this fight, just jump kick, get out of the way, hopefully don't take damage. I think one more hit should do it. Yeah. But now, yeah, okay, here we go. This is what I thought was, when I stopped before, I thought we were loading the scene. And again, that just immobilizes you and drains your health. He's really OP. Honestly, this fight might be a bit much without debug mode. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I think his attack mode might be determined by your distance, so there may be a way to cheese it. One more. And I just like to make sure I'm not going to kick him off screen or anything. Okay. Oh, I have to watch. Sorry. I mean, like, how classic is it? You beat a boss and then a jingle will play or something, and then they just take you out, and I'm just sitting here like, hey, why isn't it going?
The young Dracula, now banished from English soil and suffering utter defeat, flees to his homeland. Harker must follow. His will to see the monster slain, driving him on into Transylvania and to the very door of the beast itself. He takes with him his beloved Mina, who is possessed by the spirit of the vampire. Her only cure is in the death of Dracula. Your steed awaits. You must ride like the northern wind in pursuit of your deadly foe, who at this moment slumbers in his coffin.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I think Mina in the movie was played by Winona Ryder? Okay, check this out. All of a sudden, horseback. All of a sudden, we are running into the background. Although not really, because it's, I guess technically it's the distance. We're just avoiding. Not really sure if this is always the same. I don't have a really good sense for if it repeats over and over, or... But the background, as you can see, now we're exiting, the background comes towards you. So whatever that perspective. Horizon, I guess. Alright, there's one more horse level, but it's a side-scroller. I love Gary Oldman. Dracula's an excellent villain, but they made him look so stupid in that movie. I'm sorry. I was not a fan of the presentation of Dracula in that movie. Alright, so we're mashing A button. And when we get close enough, we fire. Okay. Doing pretty good, actually. Mash. Oh, got away that time. Come on! Ah. Yeah, like, as soon as you see the carriage, there we go, you gotta fire. And I was mistiming the last few.
The story is almost complete.
Yes.
But as the end draws closer, Harker must now enter the very sanctum of the dark.
I don't know if that flickering is on purpose, but
beautiful bride
I assume it is.
Between Harker and the final death of Dracula. He enters the courtyard with foreboding in his heart.
Alright, and this is the last stage, so we will be complete very soon. Okay. And really, in feel, this is a lot like the first level. It's like something's always gonna get you. There's also I don't even use this. It's so useless. That windmill kick. The startup takes so long that you just get hit, and it doesn't have a good rate of hitting your opponent. It basically just makes you vulnerable, is what that does. It's not a true special attack. The startup is just so brutal. Didn't get him. Oh, got him twice with that one. And it doesn't really do that much damage, so I don't know if there's certain enemies that it really works on or what, but not those ones. Hey, look, we got an extra life. Alright, not too far from the end. Honestly, these knights are the most formidable. He could have just stocked all the levels with that, and Dracula never would have had an opponent. Right, there's that weird stop right there. It makes me think that this door is another one of those shortcuts you can trigger. Yeah, because now we're going in the library. I don't know if every level has a shortcut. I wonder. These sections are so tough. It's like what they intended you to do is like just, I don't know, ping pong back and forth. They wanted our quarters, little did they know. So really, it's like you almost just tank it through at this point. There's a mid-boss. I think it's in this room. Yep. 2 of these gargoyles, I presume they are. Boom, okay. And really, I mean, there's a lot of they wanted strategy, but I feel like it translates to a lot of button mashing. Okay, final room of the game. Final boss of the game. And suddenly, guest appearance from Shang Tsung Mortal Kombat 1? Question mark? I mean, really. That's who it makes me think of. You want to jump over that teleport that he does, it deals damage. And it seems like no matter what, you only get one hit, and then he teleports, so plan accordingly. No, not that. Okay, a jump disrupts it? We stratting on the fly. No, it does not. Oh! Wait, whoa! I've never seen two! What the hell? Pardon my language, that surprised me. What is that? What? I've never seen two. I've beaten this game a handful of times. Alright. Final cutscene. Oh, really? Just keep on poking. Dracula is slain. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, there's so much fanfare and everything, and then up to that point, you get the ending, and then, well, here's a little ditty for you. That's about it. It's like, thank you for playing. And it's a good jam, but, you know, compared to the rest of the soundtrack, I just feel like this tune falls flat. And really, there's no other cutscenes, nothing else to see, so if the organizers, if they're ready to cut away, that's it for me. Thanks y'all for having me, happy to jump in late and help out, and yeah, always a pleasure. Thanks guys.